ladies and gentlemen. We are here in the scene. We are at the Knoxville Raceway. Hold on, we should put the shades on with this hat. This thing looking clean, bull. Looky there. I'm telling you. Look at that. Look at that. Just look at it. Now, obviously, we got the Beautistry by Eileen, Beautistry Decora logo up there for this hair that has not been washed just yet. We'll be going to the showers after that. I wanted to do it before, but, man, look at that. Look at that. That's player-esque. I'm telling you. But we also have, hey, right on point, J-Palms logo at the top of the screen. ShopJPalms.com. David Gravel's wife there putting it together. She actually gave me this hat. They actually put a code together, the Chaz. So if you go to their website, you can get a hat like this. They got different shades, different colors. There was a black one. There was a straw, natural straw color. It's got a nice little logo here. It's got the nice little dilly here. So when you can, you take it off, you just talk some crap and protect the back of your neck. We all ain't rednecks out here in the world. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, also, somebody who is on site, Victory Fuel, I got a can of it right here. Drank it last night before I went to sleep. I did get a slightly turned up last night. And these Victory Fuels, they do a damn good job as far as preventing hangovers and also getting over them. Having no caffeine in them is a really big deal. A nice tri-blend sugar mix. Victory Fuel is just a really good drink. And good for your late nights before you go to bed. Just knock one down instead of grabbing another beer. Grab a Victory Fuel, get some vitamins in your body before you go to sleep. That way, when you actually go to sleep overnight, kind of all those vitamins get soaked up and kind of clear your system out, because you're basically poisoned. That's the thing about alcohol is technically a poison. That's why you have to go to the bathroom so quickly. That's why you feel bad, and that's also why alcohol gets out of your system so fast overnight, because your body is rejecting it. It is recognizing it as a poison. Unlike other things, I've smelled some reefer in the air, unfortunately, I didn't do it. But hey, that stuff stays in your system. Your body's not rejecting it. Just saying, it is the Knoxville Nationals northern campgrounds. They're growing more than just corn in Iowa, apparently. I thought that was hilarious to even smell that in the air, and then to think about it. Yeah, why? Oh, yeah, poison, but that doesn't. Why? Okay. It's getting real here, ladies and gentlemen, and also, I do want to stop it. I got to stop it. DoneRightTV, right there. We are live right now in the Knoxville Northern Campgrounds, streaming live videos is it's hard to do even at home with a cable internet with Wi-Fi. For us to be live at the KBs we are uploading right now, I'm looking at the situation and not dropping. I'm telling you right now, this is amazing. This personal 5G cell phone tower basically is what this thing is through DoneRightTV. In the description, you will see get at home and mobile internet. Call Kelly. You call Kelly. He's the actual owner operator of DoneRight. And DoneRightTV is actually a streaming service of dirt track racing. He's a guy who recently got into dirt track racing, didn't know anything about it. He did internet, satellite TV, cable, security systems, all that. And he heard about racing. He's like, I think I can maybe pull some stuff off over here. So he does have a streaming service. And that's what, if you go to DoneRight.tv, that's what you will end up loading with. But the phone number in the description, if you go to that and look at it, give that guy a call, say that Chaz sent you. We went with the Chaz hat at Knoxville. He will make it happen. These 5G towers, that you go through someone else, they may be like, oh, well, you cannot take that with you away from your house. It's only meant for at home. But the guys at DoneRight will do you right. You know what I'm saying? They will do you right. So check out Kelly. I'm extremely impressed. I was able to be live at Eldora as well. It's not only just for one device, multiple devices. It works at home and on the road, technically. But let them know that the Chaz sent you. DoneRight also is out of Davenport, Iowa. So, You Davenport fans over there, y'all ain't got a taste of real wing sprint car racing, but you do have some damn good racing with the super late models, who actually raced last night at Florence. It was pretty good. Couple of twin 5,000 to wins. I'd love to go to that race. I don't know why they put that race on the same weekend as the Knoxville Nationals. It's pretty bad. Is the pricing just right? Somebody said in the comment section, I believe it's unlimited for $50 a month. Unlimited internet for $50 a month at home and on the road. So, I believe, now you may only be able to get that price if you mention the Chaz, but I believe it's unlimited for $50 a month. Think about that. Think about that. Now, we can't just sit here and read the chat. Somebody says they like the hat. Jesse Weaver, I'm reading the chat right now. Jesse Weaver's here. CK Armory is here. 18. Hi, how's it going? Mark Stubson. Chaz, David, and his wife are good people. Yes, David Gravel is good people. Turn 1 Tommy. Message retracted. Must have said something bad. Gregory Norden said Maui could use Done Right services right now. That is so... that is inappropriate. Inappropriate. Jesse Weaver says, is the pricing just right? Javier says, what's up, Chaz? Chris Linton says, what's up, Chaz? And I'm able to read these because of the Done Right service. I'm telling you, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I went to the restroom earlier today. I pulled the phone out, going to read Facebook like I have all day around here in this camping area, and I can't do it. It won't load. I can't get service. Gary Lynch says, yo, Chaz, what's going on? And we will continue down the road. But DoneRightTV for the internet, Beautistry by Eileen for the hair, and then JPalm, shopjpalms.com. The Chaz is the code there, as well as Victory Fuel. Check them out, drink Victory. If you're here at the Knoxville Raceway, though, their T-shirt trailer has Victory Fuel right across the way from the racetrack next to the O'Reilly Auto Parts. But anyway, we do have things to talk about today because there has been things happen in the racing world. We have the Hard Knocks night lined up. We also have the cars locked in. And number 1 and 2 on the board, the California cartel has their boys out here in the wilderness. And it's Kyle Larson and Rico Abreu. And obviously, it looked like Kyle Larson's performance was a little, shocking last night. His heat race definitely had some things go his way. Him and Logan Schaar going through traffic together was very entertaining. Larson obviously discarded people a little quicker than Logan Schaar, and in the A-Main did the same thing as well. Of course, Logan Schaar sitting there in the 4th position at 479, tied with Donnie Schatz. And I heard from some reliable sources, I was hanging out with actually Jeremy Elliott from Sprint Car Fan Unlimited, or Sprint Car Unlimited, or Limited.com, or .net. SprintCarUnlimited.net. .net, people. Make sure you get it right. And we were discussing some things on the tied situation. Because if you notice down here at the bottom of the screen, you see Chase Randall, Anthony Macri, Brad Sweet, and Justin Peck at 449. All of them are tied. I noted, I'm thinking of this literally because Donnie Schatz and Logan Schaar are tied at 479 for the 3rd and 4th spot. Now, I'm sure neither one of them are upset being inside or outside of the 2nd row. But for the Justin Peck fans out there, they're looking at this like, how in the hell did this happen? Now, I am hearing that it is because of finishing position. Now, I should have brought this actually up. Sorry about that. But I believe that everything is being based on finishing position. So since Justin Peck wrecked and finished, let me try to get the results up. Basically, the lower finisher is the one that will be placed behind the other driver. So Brad Sweet, for instance, in the A-Main event last night, let me pull this up. So obviously what this is about, what we're discussing, is this situation with Justin Peck, Brad Sweet, Anthony Macri, Chase Randall being tied, and Sweet, Macri, and Randall being in and Peck being out. I was explained by some people and it makes sense to me that this is based wherever you are lined up, just like Schatz and Schaar. It's based on a main finishing position. So obviously Brad Sweet got in a huge wreck last night, and he finished 21st overall. Let me go verify this. This is actually, I may completely be wrong right here, because we're about to switch this over to qualifying night 1. And Justin Peck, yes, 24th. So that makes sense. So for those who are trying to figure out what happened, why do we have a 4-car tie? Amazing. 449, actually outdoing last year's 447 to make it into the race. Isn't it 449? Yes, 449 to make it into the race. Last year was 447. The big difference there, the reason Justin Peck was the 4th car in line there, is even when it comes down to him and Brad Sweet, who Brad Sweet is the last car locked in 16th, he unfortunately got into that hard, crazy wreck and finished 24th, whereas Brad Sweet finished 21st. So that is how I have been explained. That is how that actually worked. And, of course, Macri finished ahead of him. He finished in the 4th position. In last night's main event. Chase Randall, I believe, finished 2nd or 3rd. I know he was on the podium last night. I believe it was 3rd. Let's verify. I believe it was 3rd, but it could have been 2nd. I mean, you pay attention to the winners, right? Yeah, 2nd. Okay, so it was 2nd there in that event. Now something that really struck me last night that actually happened, we'll look at this finishing position once again. Obviously, qualifying and everything's extremely hard and extremely impactful. Brad Sweet, you see there at the top of the charts. Couple guys we didn't expect to be so slow, like Brian Brown sitting there in 20th. It'll be interesting. He's obviously going to be a driver tonight racing. That was a heavy hitter in most people's mind. Has been very fast this year. But obviously, the title of this video is Larson and Larson. And the main reason that this video is titled Larson and Larson is in the post-race interviews last night, everybody was kind of nonchalant. Carson Macedo, verified my conversation with Phil Dietz about how the paint scheme was sort of a, sarcasm-based paint scheme, poking fun at him crashing and being on flames earlier in the year. But Larson, cookie cutter interview. But then you got the Spencer Baston in his interview. And his interview was not, Spencer Baston was almost in tears. And at one point of the race, I turned to Jeremy Elliott and I was like, man, that 5 car itself, that 5 car is pretty stout right now. And he has a chance to win this race. But more so looking at what happened there post-race with his emotions. And I remember talking to Spencer Baston's, it made me think about talking to people back in the day at some of these midget events. And, Spencer Baston kind of did the exact same things. And I made this joke in videos in previous times. I would say, Tanner Thorson and Spencer Baston basically did the same thing that Kyle Larson and Christopher Bell did. They just didn't get the same opportunities. And what I'm referencing in that is, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, they went to the midget scene. They won, they performed championships, and they got moved up. Now, Christopher Bell got lucky because Chevrolet took Kyle Larson, who, for those who have short-term memory loss, Kyle Larson was a Toyota development driver. And when they took Kyle Larson, they had a spot open up, and that's how Christopher Bell actually got into the NASCAR scene. But then there was no spots. And guys like Tanner Thorson and Spencer Baston saw this tryout road to a professional NASCAR racing career, and it was go to midgets, you perform, you move up, you go. It was, and honestly, in talking to families, this is something that is almost marketed this way. People who are renting out these big, giant money seats in midget racing, They get you in there. They make you feel special. They take you on lunch with a couple NASCAR drivers from TRD. And then they say, well, hey, just pay this much, and if you perform, there'll be a shot for you. Somebody will hook you up. The dream, the icon, the thought of this can make you be a star. Put the money down and do a year. Oh, well, you didn't do that great this year. Put the money down. Oh, well, you won the championship. Well, let's see what's out there for you. You know, so when I say Larson and Larson make it, I'm talking about the Spencer Bastons of the world. There ain't too many of them now. Now, there's some bad son of a bitches out there, not named Kyle Larson, that did some of the exact same things that he did. Now, Kyle Larson's a bad son of a bitch, obviously. He's one of the best damn race car drivers in the world. But in this monetary-based racing world that does not move people up based on performance, it only moves them up based on opportunities, there's a lot of home run hitters getting left behind. And there's a lot of Kyle Larsons that if Kyle Larson was coming up in the same, if Spencer Baston and Kyle Larson swap positions in opportunity and timing, Kyle Larson is potentially Spencer Baston, just running the World of Outlaws full time. And y'all people lose your mind. Oh, no talent. No, it doesn't, guys. I'm sorry. There are just a lot of politics running this sport, and politics is mixed in with money and backhandling deals and how politics actually operate. The puppets out there don't do shit. But the point of the matter is that a Spencer Baston is a Kyle Larson. He did the exact same things, performed the exact same way. Let's just say he's a Christopher Bell. Because, I mean, obviously, you know, in 2019 when Bell and Larson were flipping each other at Lawrenceburg, everybody kind of looked at Christopher Bell and Kyle Larson as the same level of talent. That was kind of the debate. Who's better, Larson or Bell? Who's better, Larson or Bell? And then you had your inward situation, and Larson was able to do what he did in the dirt, and now that isn't even a discussion anymore. Although that could be argued that that's based on opportunity as well, because Christopher Bell doesn't even have the opportunity to run as many dirt races as Kyle Larson does. So we don't even get to properly judge those two talents because they don't even have the same opportunities in the same world that they're living within. But anyway, outside of that, because there is still a debate that Christopher Bell could do every single damn thing that Kyle Larson is doing just right now, but he just don't have the same opportunity. That's my same point with the Bastons and the Thorsons of the world who went into that damn midget scene on the hills of the success of Larson and Bell and bought into the dream and the road that these people showed them and didn't get anything but a few less numbers in the damn banking account. And I'll tell you what, those numbers were big, buddy. Those numbers were big. So that's what I'm talking about when I say Larson and Larson. And I'm talking about Spencer Baston. You know, I was telling Jeremy Elliott, he's got his little media credentials. I don't. I'm rejected because I talk like this. I talk about what's happening behind the damn closed door. In more than one way this week, apparently. But he's got his little credentials, which I ain't nothing against Jeremy Elliott. He seems like an all right kind of guy. Shoots a straight shooter. You know, he's went through the gauntlet of the NFL and faced people over there that make all of y'all look like little ants. But at the end of the day, we were walking to the post-race press conference, and he gets to go up in there in the media credential area, and I'm like, well, this is where my road ends. I can't follow you in there into the back stages of the situation. And I was like, I had a good question for Baston. And he goes, well, what would you have asked him? And I would have asked him that exactly. I would have said, how does it feel? It seemed like you got very emotional in that situation. Did that have to spur from your road to get to where you are today? I mean, I would have said it in front of everybody to be nice, but no disrespect, Mr. Larson, but Spencer, you basically did exactly what the playbook said to be in Kyle Larson's seat today. You followed the plan that they laid out in front of you with that midget situation. And you just didn't have the opportunities come up for you. You were somewhat of a left behind talent in that operational scheme that they played on people's minds and hopes and dreams, just like they do in the music industry. For the record, that's why this is more so like movies and music than an actual sport. It's all on hopes and dreams and the damn the headline movie that you want to be in, or the big stage or music, whatever. Your big headline movie is a cup car, and it's a 24 or a 2, or these are all movies, and they just replace the actors. Rusty Wallace's, Jeff Gordon's, Dell Senior's. This is all just like Dell Senior Part 2, Austin Dillon, Jeff Gordon Part 2, William Byron. That's all. Or well, it is literally Kyle Larson, but I'm just saying they've turned these cup cars into movies. And do you want to be the lead role actor? Okay, well, what are you willing to do to play in that role? And some of these people are said, well, you do X, Y, and Z. So, Mr. Baston, you did everything that man did, but you didn't get put in any roles. This is what you got, and your road to get here has been way harder than the guy sitting over there next to you. So how does that feel? Is that where that emotion's coming from? A lot of people don't know the careers of the Spencer Bastons or the Tanner Thorsons who did the playbook. Who were right there throwing sliders on them and beating them. Did the same damn thing. But anyway, I don't want to hinder on the situation anymore. I just wanted to explain what I meant by Larson and Larson make it. Now, obviously, Spencer Baston isn't as high in the points as Kyle Larson. I mean, I'm not going to say anything outside of that 50-7 wrench by Paul Silva. That's one of the best damn race cars in Knoxville Raceway history. Even Shane Stewart was able to get that sumbitch around the track pretty damn good from the back of the field. So, I mean, I'm not hating on the Barry situation, the 5 car. I mean, it seems to be an all right car, but that 57 car goes very well. And that might be the difference. I don't know. I do see some of these guys, a situation like Basin I've talked about for 5 fucking years, where this racing world is like the music in the movies, and these people get used for the money to fund the other operations. That's the funny part. That's how they make a living right now. That's the bigger joke about the whole asphalt world, is they make a living on renter rides. Selling hopes and dreams with renter rides, and that's how they even fund their fucking operations. That's why the main teams supply the little the subpar cars or the leftover cars to these bigger entities and the ARCAs and that's why they're even involved in that, because of the lucrative situation of the renter ride scenario in today's society in racing. It's so sad. It's just like how back in the day, music artists used to go around and they would, if they were coming to a big city, they would pick like 2 or 3 local bands that were really hot to open for them in the 4th slot or the 5th or the 3rd slot. Today, when big artists go to little towns or go to towns, they literally shop those spots. It's no longer who's the best, hottest talent around. It's who wants to pay $40 or $20 or $30,000 to be the 4th slot for a Taylor Swift concert, or the 1 p.m. opener for Luke Combs. They're selling those spots. It ain't about talent, right? It's just about buying them. The same thing is happening here in the motorsports world. And it's sad. At least in the dirt track world, we have a shot to where some people can afford a regular race car and do something and be able to compete with the biggest names in the business. So I know I didn't plan on going and breaking this whole situation down, but hey, man, that's some people like to say, oh, well, you just get all riled up and that's all streamed, or you write it up, or you have an idea of what you want to say. I mean, I have some points, Larson and Larson, but that's kind of the core foundation to what I say. Y'all could sit out there and say Kyle Larson's the greatest of all time, blah 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 blah, but he could be Spencer Baston in a hot minute if it was different times of different eras. Don't matter how talented you damn are. It just don't. Kyle Larson, 6 years in Cup in the 42 car, won 6 times, was being told he may not have the damn talent for NASCAR. And then he got into the 5 car and waxed their ass. So it don't matter how talented you are over there in NASCAR, you can look like a mid-packer based on your equipment. Even Kyle Larson looked that way. But anyway, back to the damn hard knocks and the qualifying nights. Hold on, let's go to the big scene. Is there any comments on what I just said? Talk Macri, he's been a disappointment in the 7BC. It's last night redemption for him to make the A main on Saturday over the family car. Macquarie's looking extremely well. I saw the same drive out of Macquarie as I did Chase Randall. It was very interesting. Very interesting, same drive. And I talked to Macquarie afterwards, said, you're doing a really damn good job. Good job for you. I really did like it. Chaz, why the hat when you have the hair? Well, J Palms is sponsoring, or gave me this hat. So J Palms, shopjpalms.com, code the Chaz for 10% off. Can we talk about a hit and a miss about Brian Brown? Brian Brown did not perform well. And I feel bad for Brian Brown right now. You know, I talked to him before his heat race. He seemed kind of in the slumps about their qualifying effort. And if you don't qualify well, man, he knows. He's a veteran of the sport. You know, he understands that if you do not qualify well, that your ability to start up front in the A main is almost gone. It's pretty much done. If you're not top 15 or top 12 in qualifying, it's hard. I believe he timed in 20th last night. It's so damn bad. Hold on. We'll do half with the hair out. Hold on. We'll do half. People are bitching about the hair. Let's get this hair going, bull. Oh, yeah. Oh, my, what it be. Oh, yeah, bull. There we go. Look at that. Looks like a damn soft-serve vanilla ice cream cone. Holy shitsenbachers. Hold on. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, I feel bad for Brian Brown. It'll be interesting. He'll be on the Hard Knocks night tonight. How many CA drivers are currently locked into the A main? We'll get into that here in just a second. It's almost impossible to win, and the odds are stacked against everyone. Hold on. What's that mean? I hear you, HP, but that's why the trophy and national victory. Okay. Even if a Tasker Phillips or Dusty Zomer wins the Knoxville Nationals, does that even give them more opportunity? Probably not. Spike Fast Racing with the good call-in right there. Or with the comment right there. No, it won't give them any more opportunity. May potentially give them some more sponsors or something like that down the road, but I don't know if that's going to be the case either. It definitely does pay. Pays $175,000. That would help somebody, I'm assuming it. There's some Jerry Springer shit going on outside over here. What the hell? Good old Knoxville. Hold on. Y'all see how flat the back of that head looks? Oh, my God. We got to fluff this thing up. All right. Is that strawberry blonde? No, it was attempted to be platinum blonde. I don't know if that's how it works. You see the logo, Beauty Street by Eileen. She did it, so get mad at her. Go send them some evil emails at beautystreetdecor.com. You could see, what did you do to the Chaz? That would be the greatest headline to an email ever that company could get. That would be hilarious. I'm calling it now. Gravel doesn't make the top 4 tonight. That would be insane if Gravel does not make the top 4 tonight. That would be really, really bad. I mean, I know how much that team, you know, Cody and Gravel want to win the Knoxville Nationals and the World Outlaw Championship, but I also understand how the car owner there, Todd Queering, and even, heck, the whole family, the group there, they want to win big races more than anything, and the Knoxville Nationals is definitely something they've circled on their calendars if you're looking to win big races in sprint car racing. Does David Gravel have the capability to be able to do something special from the back of the field if that's where he's going to be placed? I would say definitely so. It is 50 laps. If you put David Gravel in the 20th to 24th spot and you give him 25 laps, there's people coming through I mean, look at Rico last night. I believe it's a 25-lap prelim night or 30, one of the two, but it's not 50. You got Rico. You got guys, even in these preliminary features, able to come up through the field, you know, and finish relatively well. I know that Rico came from the back last night. I don't remember exactly where he started, but he ended up 5th. So if you could get David Gravel into that A main and give him 25 laps before that break to get up into a good spot, and you give him a restarting position with 25 laps to go within the top 8 or 6, like a normal World of Outlaw dash night, he's coming out of the 8th spot with 25 laps to go in the Knoxville Nationals. There's a chance that David Gravel can win that event. It's just true. There's a chance that he could win that event. That's the situation. Not spit 40 nor spit 30. With 50 laps, he can definitely do it. Yes, okay, finally. We got some people who can properly write sentences. I can't believe this. I'm calling this tonight. Lockley McHugh locks into the top 4. I don't know if that's going to be the situation. We will see. Hold on. Let's just go ahead and I'll get into the comments just a little bit later. We'll pull some more up. But let's get into the Hard Knocks night officially here and go down the list because there is a lot of names on this Hard Knocks night. Let's zoom it in and kind of go down each little column here. So, obviously, B main lock-ins. I don't know who. I mean, would Brian Brown trade out for this? I thought he would be on the card tonight. Obviously, Brown in the 21st spot. I don't think anyone would do this. Maybe Sheldon Hodenschild, I would think, would maybe potentially opt to go into. Sorry, we got Jerry Springer people just insane over here. Dang, the Knoxville Nationals campgrounds at 12:30 is where it's at. They are just losing it. Absolutely losing it. But regardless, B main, Justin Peck, James McFadden, Casey Kane, Austin McCall, Brian Brown, Shane Stewart, Garrett Williamson, who did very well in his debut in that 6G car, just threw that car together kind of and was competing for the win almost. Tasker Phillips, Dustin Salvage, and Sheldon Hodenschild. I think that, if you are a Garrett Williamson or a Sheldon, that you might want to take up the opportunity to do the Hard Knocks night. Now, obviously, it may be a little harder because it's only going to be the top 4 from the entire night tonight that's going to make it. And out of this B main, it's going to be the top 4. But honestly, if you're Sheldon Hodenschild, do you think you can really get into the top 4 with this kind of stacked names in front of you? Peck, McFadden, Kane's somehow good at Knoxville. Austin McCall, he's not gonna fall out of that top 4. I'm sorry, guys. Brian Brown, he's not gonna let these guys by. If this goes green right here, Peck, McFadden, McCall, and Brown are gonna be your transfers out of this B main right here. Something crazy is gonna have to happen for that to change. No disrespect to Casey Kane, I just think that Austin McCall and Brian Brown are going to pass you at Knoxville in a B main, sir. I'm sorry. Now, if you're Sheldon Hodenschild, do you see yourself driving up there and getting around these guys within the amount of time? I think it's a 20-lap B main. I mean, yeah, you got the time, but that's a hard group of cars to go by. Peck, McFadden, McCall, Brown, you got to knock one of those out. Then you got to get by Shane Stewart. Now you got to worry about Garrett Williamson. I mean, come on. Even Tasker Phillips, obviously, he's good here. He was in the A main last year. So this is a tough B main. So some of these guys may opt to do this Hard Knocks night because it might be a little bit easier to beat all of these, not necessarily leftover names, but leftover names and not have to beat those guys. That's a lineup right there for that B main, and you're only taking 4. So you may want to come over to this lineup. Now, it's stacked. Like I said, I didn't really want to say leftover names because these names are good. I mean, we got us a race tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And through talking with Gravel in our show our talk interview with him, if you ain't seen it, it's on the channel. Through talking with him, he said he believes that it's a 4 invert tonight. So instead of 8-car invert for your top qualifier, it will be 4. And then obviously the top 4 drivers make it into the A main event tomorrow night in spots 20th through 24th. So out of this entire list we're about to show you, only 4 drivers are going to be moving on. And the list is definitely interesting. You got Darren Pittman right off the block there, had a big flip in the A main event. Blake Kahn, who showed speed, obviously, in main event action this week. Jamie Ball, who was very fast, had some issues in the B, and if he would have made it to the A, he may have been locked into the A as it is. Brendan Wimmer in the best-looking race car of everyone, the Gold Eagle car. Bill Balog's fast. Scott Boguski was fast, has been, can be. Kobe Copeland was fast at the 360 Nationals. Brent Marks. This is another one of those hitters that just didn't hit. Sometimes, the pitcher, you miss the ball. Sometimes you just miss the ball. And Brent Marks missed the ball on his qualifying night, but that's a hitter right there. That's a guy who you could have said if there were betting odds coming into the weekend, Brent Marks is within the top 10, ain't he? He's within the top 10 of the betting odds to win the Knoxville Nationals. He just is. You never know when he could win. Jamie Ville looked quick. He had issues last night. And then, of course, David Gravel is going to be hard. I'm skipping over. I mean, you got Corey Elias in there in that 11 car. That 11 car is always fast. Brady Bacon, Eric Jennington, Chris Wyndham, Cole Macedo, the Tarleton machine. Got Lachlan McHugh, who's a commenter's already said they think he's going to lock into the top 4 tonight. This is a very strong field here. I mean, we ain't even got through the first row. Jake Buback, who I believe is one of the best race car drivers in the Midwest. If Jake Buback was in the 25 car, I would have put money on him to win the damn Knoxville Nationals. Nothing against Lachlan McHugh, but that 25 car is pretty damn badass. I'm just saying, I'm a real high. I would project very high for Jake Buback. If he could get the right type of opportunities, Jake Buback is a national talent. I said that about Justin Sanders in 2019. I believe the same of Jake Buback here in 2023. And obviously his resume is backing that, just like Sanders did. The only problem with Jake Buback is location. He's not in the right locations, and then it's hard to get into the right car owners and opportunities to perform on a 410 level. 360 level, 305 level, he kills it because you get the right opportunities in the Midwest in those divisions. To get right opportunities in the 410 side of things, it's hard to do that coming out of Nebraska. You know, it's hard to do that. There's not just too many racers or car owner and combinations. But Jake Buback in the show tonight as well. Riley Goodnow, who's been strong all year and is specific around Knoxville as well. Justin Henderson, who was really impressive, honestly, on his qualifying night. I can't believe he's this low in the standings. Zach Hampton, who was strong, won a heat race. Caleb Henry, who just showed up out of nowhere, first time on the racetrack at the Knoxville Raceway in the 101 car, won a heat race, performed relatively well. Caleb Henry's a really good shoe. I got him over here into that 10 car that Boguski's in. They had some issues. I felt bad about it. I feel like Caleb Henry deserves a Midwest shot or a PA shot or anything like that. I went over there first time I see him. He's sliding Larson back and forth, you know, and I think he's a really good shoe. Just didn't work out with the 10 car. But Caleb Henry, first time winning heat races right here above Justin Sanders and Kevin Thomas Jr., which I've been telling people I think of Caleb Henry like a younger Justin Sanders. If he could get out of California and get onto bigger tracks in different areas sooner, it may benefit him as a long-term driver. But like I said, Kevin Thomas Jr., Justin Sanders, 39M sitting there. Sanders has been extremely impressive at Knoxville, and it seemed like his qualifying night went well qualifying, but then in the heat race, this happened, that happened. The contact with gravel may have caused some issues as well. And he's back here, you know, with Sawyer Phillips. Nothing against Sawyer Phillips. I'm just saying. We get over here to the second row. Kyle Reinhardt, always good. Prohaska's there. Aaron Reitzel, who was another big, oh my God, situation on the first qualifying night. We had two of the biggest hitters, basically, that people were circling. Another one of those, if you're betting on them, top 10 odds, those guys were going to be involved. Top 10 odds, you would have had Reitzel and you would have had Gravel in there, I think. I don't know who wouldn't. And Aaron Reitzel and Gravel had issues to start the night. Reitzel's issues were way worse, though, than Gravel. He wasn't even able to get back onto the track in this heat race. And really was just screwed the entire night. Noah Gass, Harley White, Chase Dietz in the Shark Racing car, McKenna Hasse, or how you want to say it. Brenham Crouch, Caleb Watt, Christopher Traum, if it was a short track, and honestly, that may be a sleeper pick for High Limit at Huset's on Tuesday. Christopher Traum, I'll tell you that right now, that is a sleeper pick. Man, there's people just staring over here. Weirdos. Now he's got a smirk on his face. I almost want to show y'all this guy. Anyway, it's creepy. If I have to jump, I might get in a fight. 49X of Tim Schaefer. Obviously, it's Tim Schaefer, Caleb Johnson, Sam Haverteek Jr., AJ Moeller, Shane Golobic, who had motor problems on his opening night, Ryan Timms, Brooke Tatnell, Parker Price Miller, Litton Jeffrey. Well, hold on, I need to get back in the game. Distractions. Parker Price Miller, Brooke Tatnell. Parker Price, I thought would do a little bit better. That car looked extremely fast. Litton Jeffrey, Tim Kading, J.J. Hickle, Carson McCarl, what will he do? Don Drown Jr., Zeb Wise did pretty bad on his qualifying night. People were high on him as a sleeper. Tanner Carrick, Robbie Price. Matt Covington, Craig Kinzer, Clint Gardner, Dylan Cisney. Halfway impressive with Dylan Cisney, but it's just hard to put a full night together. And these are the lower end numbers here. Terry McCarl, 86th overall. That was definitely a shocker for most of the world. Austin Bishop, List goes. Mark Dahmeyer had a lot of issues as well. Frank Rogers, Trent Pigden, Cap Henry, dead last with Cap Henry. So some of these guys over here just suffering faulty parts and stuff like that. But these first two rows, I mean, they're stout. This freaking night is not going to, get Ryan Timms in there. Kate, I mean, who knows what Caden can do. So this is a stacked night. This is one of the most competitive Hard Knocks nights I've ever seen. And, I mean, like I said, last year the cutoff for the A-Main was 447, and everybody was like, well, last year was really high. Well, it went up a couple more points. A lot of the shockers to get in. Look at Ian Matson in 11th, guys. Who saw that coming? Obviously, Ian Matson gets around Knoxville very well, but who would have really penciled him in to be locked in? Really, honestly. Both the Matsons, the 55, Kerry Matson, everybody would have probably put money on that one. Hunter Schoenberg sneaking in there for a lot of people as well. Gio Selzy, Buddy Kofoid doing all right in the 8th spot. Dusty Zomer was a very big wow factor for some people, making it in there in the 12th spot. Obviously has Lasowski on the wrenches. I bet you that helps a little bit. And then Baston, Randall, Macri. We already kind of went over the B-Main stuff. But it's a very interesting Hard Knocks qualifying night, and this thing is stacked. And only 4 guys are coming out. It is going to be hard for Gravel to get into that top 4. This is not going to be an easy night. Gravel, Sanders, all these different guys, you see them in here that are extremely competitive. And really, more than him. I mean, Darren Pittman, Brady Bacon, Brent Marks. I mean, this Ryan Timms, who gets around here very well. I mean, this is a hell of a qualifying lineup. And that Corey Eliason, Cole Macedo, those are 2 sleepers as well. That 11 car is extremely fast. All right, so we're going to look at some comments before we get out of here. Let's see what happened. If you finish last of all drivers, don't you clear like 2,000? Okay, so people are speculating pay. I wonder if the 1S car gets all the good equipment and the 1A gets the leftovers. I don't know. What happened to Cap Henry? I don't know. Take the wings off and Kyle will lap the entire field. Definitely a lie. It's crazy to think that there are still race-winning drivers and cars that aren't even here at the Nationals. I don't know anyone who's not here. I mean, maybe a few PA teams. Maybe. I also saw how Hunter Schoenberg is full-time in the Zimco car for the rest of the year at Port Royal, so that's interesting news out there that's going around. Let's see here. Really, no more comments. Okay, then. So we kind of just went over it. Good stuff, Blondie. Okay. I may have to get out here and stand the ground because this old guy is just walking around yelling and then staring at everybody's stuff in the camping grounds. There's no one even here but me, but he's looking at it like he wants to take something. Freaking old people. Gray hair and all. At least mine's blonde. Maybe I should put a touch of gray. Touch of gray in this. The silver fox has arrived, bitches. But anyways, we'll put the traditional hat on. How about this? Oh, boy. It don't even look the same. I don't even look the same anymore with the hat on. This is complete bullshit. I swear, that's ridiculous. And I have a little necklace. It almost looks like I have like I'm Phillip Rivers with the bolio. Look at that. Got a bolio on. Of course, long live the Chaz hats on longlivethechaz.com. Bunch of different styles. Who bleached your hair? Our sponsors at Beautistry by Eileen did not bleach my hair. They hair color treated it. Apparently, it's a full-blown hair color treatment. Even if Gravel gets into the field, it will be 21 to 24. That's a tough road. Yeah, we already talked about that. You need to dye it black and then do a skunk stripe. Okay, yeah, because I'm so full of shit, Spike. Thanks a lot. Spike went to the late model races. He's scared of speed. Let's see here. Kyle Larson will lap almost half the field. He's the Messiah. Oh, God. Mark, Swimmer, Bacon, and McHugh. I think he meant to say McHugh. Tonight are my top 4. If I had to pick, let's see some picks in the comment section before we get out of here. I'll read them with your name. But if I had to pick, let's see here. If I really had to pick 4 out of this list, man, I want to throw a sleeper in there for just for fun. But if I was the odds maker, I would have Gravel as the favorite for tonight. Right behind Gravel, I'm putting Aaron Reitzel. So gravel, Reitzel. For some reason, I just don't feel the speed from Marks this year. So I would say gravel, Reitzel. This is tough. Really tough. Gravel, Reitzel, Corey Eliason. Hart wants to say Justin Sanders. Hart wants to say Justin Sanders. One of my step granddad, who was a Green Beret, he said the heart will lie to you, the mind won't. So David Gravel, Aaron Reitzel, Corey Eliason. I just think that's a lot of race car. Darren Pittman, for some reason, just keeps catching my eye, man. He just keeps catching my eye. Justin Sanders would almost be the favorite at that. Well, there we go. I think that might be it. We'll go David Gravel, Aaron Reitzel, Corey Eliason, and Justin Henderson as my 4. I know people hear Justin Henderson, they think, what the hell? I'm not high on Justin Henderson, but I've seen him do some stuff at Knoxville and in Port Royal. That's like, wow. That dude's really good. I might want to trade him for Lockley McHugh. So how about that? We'll give you 5 names. Put 5 names down and the best of the 4. Let's do a pool. If you want to do some gambling, let's send me a message, send me an email. Let's do some gambling here. 5. Give me 5. So if I had a mark out, I would say Lachlan McHugh. Now, if Jake Buback was in the 2-car of gravel or, the 1A of Shark Racing, if you put Jake Buback in one of these other cars that has the equipment, I'd say Jake Buback over David Gravel, personally. That's just so much talent right there, guys. That's just so much talent right there. It's so unfortunate. So unfortunate that even in this race and dirt world, monetary systems do show out. But Gravel, Reitzel, Eliason, Henderson, and McHugh. That's my 5. That's my 5. What do you got in the comment section? Let's see here. I watched McHugh at Attica, and he's a pure gasser. Pure gassers don't always make it, guys. They don't always. Pure gassers, you need patience at Knoxville. You need understanding. You need to be able to go, especially sometimes if you want to get around people fast, you got to learn, how slow is fast. You got to be patient on the bottom of the track. Gassers can do good things. I'm not saying gassers can't make up ground and can't perform well at Knoxville. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that it does pay off to have patience at this track. That's why Donnie Schatz ain't no damn gasser. And he's got 11 of them. Gassers do not perform well, usually, at Knoxville. Look at Sheldon. I mean, even though Sheldon ran well, this was one of his best Knoxville weeks, in my opinion. The gassers just don't perform well on flat half miles. It benefits you to be a gasser than to be a little bitch, I'd rather you be a gasser. Okay, you got it. You figured it out, the gasser. You don't care about life or livelihood. You're willing to fucking junk shit or anything to win a race. I got it. You're a gasser. And I'd rather you be a gasser than be a little scared bitch to get up on the top and romp. But I don't think that benefits you on the flat half mile. I just don't. I just don't think that benefits you on the flat half mile. Oh. Sorry, we scooted over to the stats, the analytics. Let me get that screen out of there. I could have put your comments on the screen, maybe. Let's see. Can we do that? Let's see. We'll pull you over here. There we go. We'll put you on the screen. The Chaz exactly knew what I meant by gasser, and he is exactly right when it comes to Knoxville. You just got to be a little bit more smooth. So we got your comments on the screen. No profanity, you piece of crap people. You fucking peasants. Don't y'all be talking shit and cussing on this fucking thing. All right, Sweet Daddy D says Marks, Gravel, Reitzel, and Holmes, but not in that exact order. Yeah, this is a box. We're doing a box. Somebody send some damn super chats. Let's get some super chats on the screen. Get some super chats for these picks. So, let's see. We'll live type them in right now. Live type them in. So, I was going Gravel, right? I don't know how you can go against Reitzel. Gravel, Reitzel, Eliason, and I'm doing that because of the car. I think Corey Eliason is good, but I mean, and then I'm gonna make fun of Lockley, like a broccoli, because I got Lockley hair, Heather Lockley or hair here, so I'll spell his name wrong. Lockley. Those are my 5 right there. Gravel, Reitzel, Eliason, Henderson, and Lockley. I like how I spelled that. He should change his name to spelling it like that. We'll Americanize that sumbitch today. Jamie Ball's a good one. I do like Jamie Ball. I do like Jamie Ball. My top 4, Reitzel, Gravel, Jennington. Jennington's interesting. The 12X, the Beaver Special. That's an interesting one. Eliason McHugh. That's interesting. That is interesting. So you're going Jennington. You're trading Justin Henderson for Jennington there on my picks. And I like Eliason literally because of the car. I like that 11 car. If Donnie Schatz all of a sudden goes to that 11 car, you didn't hear it from me. Gravel, Macedo, Rico Shot, Sweet. Oh God, somebody's not listening. We're picking picks for Hard Knocks, all right? But that would be an interesting 5 for the actual Nationals. And we'll probably go live tomorrow and do some Nationals picks. We'll learn a lot of who's going to be in the whole entire A-Main. I'm sure we'll have some sleepers from the back of the field to talk about coming out of this event tonight. That would be something to talk about. Out of these picks we're doing, Gravel, Reitzel, Eliason, Henderson, Lockley, McHugh, Justin Sanders, he may jump in there and do something special tonight. Do you think any of these could win it? I think that Gravel could maybe get it done, but y'all think Reitzel could? Now, Reitzel's a gasser, but Reitzel's also destroyed a lot of shit and has got smarter over the years from destroying a bunch of shit. So he's smart, but he's still aggressive. Gravel doesn't always have, and people have complained about gravel in traffic. They have complained about gravel in traffic. They say if gravel's not starting up front, he ain't winning. And is that because he may be a little too conservative sometimes? I don't know. Or too smart, too calculating. And, back there in the field, you just got to say fuck it 10 or 15 times and hope the car sticks and he doesn't pull those types of moves, which is professional, but in this dirt world that is kind of pro-am, I mean, anybody can literally show up with a race car and just race against the World of Outlaws. It's pro-am. There's no steps or rules to get into it. Is he a little too patient? So what I mean by that is if Gravel and Reitzel's 21st and 22nd starting, do you think that potentially Reitzel would have a better shot of performing in that scenario because Reitzel's a more aggressive driver than Gravel? And in those 10 fuck it, let's see what happens moves that you have to pull to go through these fields, is Reitzel more up to pull that move off? Is Reitzel more willing to risk destroying the car, being an asshole? How about that? Being an asshole. And I'm not being mean to Aaron Reitzel here. Thank you for the super chats. Travis Johnson and Spike Fast Racing has some victory fuel on me. Everyone else needs to toss in some money because the Chaz provides us with the truth in dirt track racing. Son of a bitch. Somebody figured it out. And the only way we're not going to let my mouth get bought is because of y'all supporting. So thank you for the $21.99 between the two. But anyways, if you want to send a super chat, it'll highlight like you just saw on the screen. But what I'm saying, I'm speculating on David Gravel and Aaron Reitzel lining up side by side, 21st, 22nd. I gut say the car, the ability, the situation, the speed of the team with David Gravel, you would think would move up better than Aaron Reitzel. But I think in those extreme, we got to make move moments, you have to be an asshole. And David Gravel really, he's a good guy. And I'm talking about on the track. Aaron Reutzel's definitely willing to put right rears on people a little bit more than David Gravel, and that's smart by David Gravel. But, like I said, coming through a field, you got about 10, fuck it, let's see what happens moments that I see Aaron Reutzel willing to pull. I don't know if David Gravel's willing to risk his equipment, destroy his car. He's not a points racer. He can win big events, obviously won Houston. But he does have that point racer. It's really a professional way of driving. It's just we're in a Pro-Am situation. So you got to pull some Pro-Am shit, and I just don't know. Is that Spike sitting behind you? Where? There's no one in the camper right now. But anyways, it'll be interesting tonight. Tonight is going to be the show, and I have to also give one last shout out. We may come back to the comments, but there is a guy who was afraid and scared to put bets on the race last night. And he is a huge Kyle Larson fan. Tim Cathcart, who's hanging down there with the slumdog millionaires known as the Duncans. Who, if you don't know who the Duncans is, it's the legendary family who does the dirt. Oh my, praise the Lord of the Duncans. They are the messiahs of dirt, apparently. And so they were hanging out down there, and they wanted me to come on by and give the peasantry my presence. And when I got down there, apparently, me and the Fuhrer, known as the Duncans, the group, they were like, you've upset one of my people. And it's this Tim Cathcart, because a couple years ago I was just going off on Larson. I still do. And it's based on what I talked about earlier with the based and shit. But I talked to him. He's like, this guy's pissed. This guy's mad. And, well, I got into his face a little bit and ragged him. Asked him if he wanted to do Larson versus the field last night for top point man. He did not take the bet, though. He did not take the bet because I made money at Eldora betting against Kyle Larson, buddy. Larson versus the field. I won over $400 because I was willing to risk $400, but I won over $400 because you get these Larsonites drunk and they just think he's the damn messiah of the world and they ain't nobody better. He's Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees just don't exist in the racing world. There's only one guy who can throw the football great. There isn't no other drivers out here can throw the football as good as Tom. I'm just under the belief there's Aaron Rodgers, there's Drew Breeses, there's Patrick Mahomeses, there's Allens, there's a bunch of damn talent out there. A bunch of them. And I've won money on their asses. Every single time. Now, I'm lucky. This damn Tim Cathcart, I don't even know if I'm saying it. I hope it ain't Cathcart or whatever the hell, how you spell his name. Or is it like the Schaar? Is it Cathcart or something? But luckily, I didn't bet this sumbitch because Kyle Larson showed out. And Kyle Larson showed out because he knew, God knew, that I did not place a bet. So that was the green light. That was the okay by God to let him run well because my money was not on the line. And God delivered the message. Telepathically. That's how you communicate in this world. We're live right now on 5G internet that is in the atmosphere. We just can't see it. But it is transporting information. Do you really not understand the Masonic symbol and this whole internet wireless thing? We are all towers, and we transmit information. You think thoughts are just of your own? Oh, no, nobody. They're on the Wi-Fi. They're on the internet. They are out there right now. You ever been sitting there, and all of a sudden you start humming a song or something like that, and the person next to you is like, man, I was thinking of that song too. You think that's random, or do you think something is in the atmosphere singing that song? Now, if it's an alien or a demon, that's up to your own prerogative on what you believe is making that noise. But the signals are out there, and us producing an electrical current can be the receptors of that signal. You really need to think. You really need to think twice. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we got into some deep shit there. Y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all ain't ready for the truth. Chaz, quit burning daylight and get out there and showcase that beautiful platinum blonde hair before the sun goes down. These son of a bitches in the comment section. I can't believe it. Nobody gets tough guy with the Chaz when I'm around. Oh, we got some tough guy stuff happening this week. Oh, I went and ran my mouth about how this guy's doing that to that girl and this girl and that guy. I mean, I was talking crap. I was just joking, but some people take it seriously in this world today. They're coming after me now. They're coming after me. So if the Chaz don't come back after the weekend, first of all, I'm perfectly happy with my life. I am drinking a little bit, but I'm not getting super drunk. I'm not going to commit any suicide, anything like that, and none of that's happening. I've been through hell of a lot worse than anyone here or women, all of them. Y'all can't put me through what I've been through in life. So I'm perfectly happy, capable of making it to next week, going to high limit at Huset's. Brant O'Banion is returning in the 47 car with an HP motor from the 3J team. This is going to be very interesting come Tuesday. So if anything happens to the Chaz, look into it. It could be anybody. It could be quick star drivers. It could be anybody that might want to take the Chaz out right now. It could be quick star. They could come after me. Because, I mean, just joking. Sometimes jokes are true. Anyway, your daddy won at Eldora last night. Oh, yeah, Tony Stewart. Yeah, SRX race last night. That was so sad. If they put Dallin Murdy into one of those cars, watching those cars go around a dirt track, I'm just like, oh, I hope people don't think this is dirt racing. That's always been my issue with the truck races and all these things on dirt or NASCAR at Bristol. It's like, if people view this and believe that this is dirt racing, we're being misrepresented. That's the issue. We're being misrepresented. Now, if you want to put Dallin Murdy into those SRX cars, then I think he might wax their ass because he could have slung it in there. But I just don't like asphalt cars on dirt tracks. It doesn't properly represent the sport. I like what Tony Stewart's doing with SRX. This isn't against him. This is about the actual perception of this sport by the main world out there that don't know a damn thing about us, and it's because the perception is the reality of bullshit. And we have to work on changing that. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Is there any more comments? We're about to get out of here. We're just over an hour. We started at noon. We might be going noon tomorrow, depending on how crazy tonight gets. Friday nights are usually crazy. But we will be talking more tomorrow about this. Any more questions? Any more comments? It does not look like so. If you want to hit up the super chat or join the channel, become a member. Information's below. Like this video. Share this video. As always, subscribe. And we will catch you next time. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen.
We can ride high, we can ride low. We can ride anywhere we need to go. We can ride all night up to the morning, as long as we make the show. We can be the biggest